Hello and welcome to stage 2 of Find Your Fast by Shimano. This is out of Scotland route, which includes Glasgow City and the rolling Highlands. It's a nice rolling sort of flat route, and what I'm going to show you here is the course profile. So the goal for today is going to be show you sort of in a way the efficiency of riding on a route like this. You'll see through kind of Zwift power and in different Zwift forums, it was all about watts per kilo. This is a course actually where it's much more around watts per CVA. I've marked on the route map here. You can see the course profile. I've also shown the speed. This is a speed I've ridden this before. So I can look back and see my kilometers per hour and the gradient. And I've marked the two areas of concern. Those two yellow areas there. One's coming up to the roundabout. The first one comes up to the roundabout, and the second one is a little bit of a prolonged climb into the city and then up the Clyde. I think it's the Clyde kicker. It's the climb in the city anyway. These are the areas where your speed drops the most, and it drops consistently, so for a length of time. And when your speed drops here, what tends to happen when your speed drops is you lose the draft. Both of these are followed by a flat and downhill, so these are the danger sections. So what you want to be doing, if you're like me and you're a punchy rider and you can't produce more than sort of 4.1, 4.2 watts a kilo for 20 minutes, which for me is around 300 watts, what you do is you conserve as much as you can and make sure that you are not dropped on these points. If you can make it through these points on the 2 laps, then the rest of the course is pretty draftable, nice and rolling, lots of acceleration to be had, and even these little bumps here, the corkscrew and the sort of reverse, is it breakaway bray? Maybe it's that going in reverse. Yes, there's a bit of a bump. But there's nothing too dangerous there, especially if you go in from the back, conserve your energy, and then push through the back and over the top. And I'll show you that in a bit. So yeah, here we are. We'll skip through some of this race. We have the HCT team in here again, so quite a few. And I'll tell you what, there is a lot of A+ riders in here today. We have Josiah's here, very good rider. Dan Groom's in here, another good rider. Not sure how to pronounce this, but we also have Falconet, another good rider. So yeah, there's some very strong A+ riders in here who could carry the pace quite significantly. So it is all about energy conservation. And here we are. This is the first of the yellow sections. This is the long, drawn-out climb going up to the roundabout. So it's about a minute. What you want to be doing here is just making sure you're nicely tucked in the draft, pushing on the power, and push through and over the roundabout to the banner to pick up your next power up. And this is my favourite piece of road on Zwift. So much draft to be had down here. Just tail done beautifully. Sit behind everybody. Get a big rest. 100 watts, very little. And we'll just slingshot through this pack and make sure we're not dropped. So start pushing the power. Hold that power. There's a lot of feathers. You see, I'm not even used a feather. I know I'm saving the feather for the next bit. And again, same with the Clyde kicker. Come through the back. Keep the power down. And just make your way to the front. through the banner. Make sure you've got a couple of wheels to grab. And just ease off. And this is you can recover here. There's a little bump here that if you just push right at the top, you can catch people again. Again, favourite part of the course or favourite part in Zwift. I'm hardly putting any power down here, less than 100 watts, really tail gunning, and I'm still moving forward. And just slow it down. Got a big gap in front of me. And look, I really don't put any power down until we're already halfway up that hill. 700 watts maybe, but half the hill was done. And now I can keep pushing power because I've saved it at the beginning. And as we come past that roundabout, we'll just slow it down here. We've got a rider here that makes a move on that little bump as we headed into the city. So now we've got a rider off the front with a gap. There's only the Clyde kicker really standing in the way of a bunch sprint here. So same as before. This time I've got a feather, so get that up my sleeve. Turn right. More likely going to be a sprint up this climb, being lap 2 and the final lap. So got to be prepared to hold this. Feathers activated. I'm not going to stop until I'm safely through that banner. Yeah, and building power. It's important to build power here. You don't want to be fading. Through the banner. And I'm in the front 6. Jason Hewitt's just ahead of me. Josiah's just ahead of me. Still got a rider off the front. There's a few gaps. Pack behind is closing in, which is a shame. So we've got the bunch back together. It's a shame we didn't get away there. Looks like Josiah's got away. I'll drop the anvil on the corner. I don't think I've got enough energy to pull a Zwifty manoeuvre. So I'll do the shortened Zwifty manoeuvre. I'm not going to go by this car. There's too many powerful riders in here. 700 metres is quite a long way to go. And I'll attack. Make sure you attack before this climb, so people can't get the jump on you. Maybe not enough power there. 700 watts, 800 watts, 900 watts on building. I don't have a power up. 10th, 9th, 7th, 6th. And then I panicked. I didn't want to be that far ahead and I slowed down. What was it? I don't know what I was doing. I let big riders get in front of me. I think I wanted to take their draft and out sprint them, but I hesitated too long, and what I've just done is I've put myself in sabotaged my own sprint there, and a photo finish with Ben Brown. I should have committed, as Paul Dixon said, always commit. It does work sometimes if you back off, but there's 9 times out of 10 it doesn't work. So if you started sprinting, just there you go, lesson learned, don't back off. And there you have it. 3.6 watts a kilo for the race. Pretty efficient if you use watts per kilo as a measure. I don't, watts per CDA and raw watts and net power or normalized power. I put the power out in the right places. Make sure you make it through those pinch points and conserve as much energy as you can elsewhere, so that you're able to attack and respond, and ultimately not get dropped. So thanks for watching. See you again next time.